Hello, fellow wannabe showrunners, and welcome to another Wannabe Showrunners, the show where we show you how much we want to be showrunners. I'm Scott LaFlesh, and I'm here with Ty Skinner.
How's it going, Scott?
Not bad. How about you?
Doing good.
Yeah, that's good. We're here writing on day 9.
Day 9, stream 9, day 12 of November, so we screwed up somewhere.
We started off doing, we've had a couple of our other regular streams in there, and there was your broken foot.
My broken foot. I did have a surgery day.
Yeah,
Anyways, we're streaming every day in November except for one to try and deliver a full script from nothing to full pitch Bible. So, how's it going? How are you feeling about it? We're working on a pitch called Friends of the Trail.
I don't think we're going to have the full pitch Bible done, but I think we're going to have a script done by the end.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be wrapped, sealed, and delivered, but maybe.
Goals.
Yeah. My goal was just to get the pilot done.
The pilot script.
Pilot script done.
We'll have our second full script done on the stream for your amusements.
Yep.
Right. It's Friends of the Trail.
All right.
Sitcom. About a group of volunteers who maintain a trail. A trail network through a small town somewhere on the Quebec border. The end.
Okay. So we've been kind of we did some character build up, and we've been kind of trying to stick on this pilot breakdown, but that ends up also ending up with a lot more character development as we progress.
We're building the world. That's something we need to do as we go. Do you have a gray spot on our map you want to fill in today, or
no? I'm just I just feel like we only have an A story for our pilot.
So to me, we have an A story and a B story.
What's the B story?
The A story, I guess maybe I'm seeing them vice versa. I guess the A story is what did Sigourney and Mo lost in the woods. To me, that was the B story. But we've talked most about it. And then the A story is something the mayor has been pulling a fake cryptid.
Right. I know that's the A story.
Okay. And then the B story is Sigourney, the mystery of Sigourney's crime, and also she's lost in the woods. To me, we're missing a C story and a D story. And the D story can be short. And we broke them into teams last time. So let's click over here. The teams, right? So the Regina, Mo, and Sigourney stories are basically done. So it's these 4 characters that we have to figure out what their story is. And honestly, to me, it feels like if we're doing a three storyline thing with a runner, then even though they split up, their story they have to be telling the same story somehow. If it's a competition, I like that. If they're going to split up because it's they have a disagreement about how they should be doing things, and then someone they make it a comment. I like that idea because it really illustrates how competitive Bert and we changed it, right? We got Olivia. We changed it so that Olivia is going to the mayor.
I think so. I think Olivia finds the mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, Olivia catches the mayor.
Right.
I think I think she's the only one out of our whole entire group who would use it to her advantage and still.
Right. I think Sigourney wouldn't care, but I think that Olivia is the only one who would care but still make the decision that we want them to make.
Yeah. Okay. So
then we need a... We got Regina.
Okay, what is Regina doing with this group? What do we have Regina with this group?
I don't know. I said she British. I think she was there because she could go with the mayor thing when we had that. Whoever else is in that group should leave, right? Whoever is leaving in that group should split off from them pretty quick. Unless we're doing it in twos. Unless we get rid of this, like we have one 4x4.
Can we add another character?
We could.
Maybe that's where our problem is. Having this odd number of characters.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We have 7.
5, 6, 7. 8 characters is a lot, but like to me it's a little like go on, right? Like the Matthew Perry sitcom that got canceled. But like that kind of thing where it was a big support group. To me this almost exists in that same universe too, where they're that level of bizarre, but like it's just a diverse group.
Okay, let's think of one more character.
Okay.
If maybe, and see if they can fit in this in some way. Do you want us to start with like a profession that's would be in the town?
Sure. Okay.
Could it be? Wait, maybe what's the person's reason for being on the trail? Maybe we can go from that way.
To me, I have they walk their dogs there. They're a hunter.
Maybe we do a hunter because we haven't established any hunting type thing.
Okay. Ghosts has a big number of characters like this too.
Yeah. It's not that out of the norm when you're dealing with a group because it'd be more than. The thing is, I feel like there may be more, like, there's another, like, we come up to, like, a convention, like, this is just this town's...
Oh, definitely
trail. Like,
definitely that.
They're only a segment.
Absolutely.
Okay. We've got the person who's... Do you want to put the hippie back in?
No, I feel like that's the second Mo. Even though Mo's not the hip like fully, I feel like that's doubling down. I think maybe it's in our town, the trail is maintained by the snowmobile and this ATV snowmobile club. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's like, and then that gives us an excuse to have a second vehicle. We have Bert's side by side, and then we have like a recreational snowmobile or 4x4 or like he goes.
Would this put an extra dynamic onto it? Maybe change a little bit things around. But what if it's like somebody who like that is exactly it? It's somebody like as a representative from that club. And it's like our Gabe type thing in Silicon Valley. Like just somebody who's like kind of overlooking it, but nobody respects and is just there.
I don't think that I feel like having the other club representative thing feels like it's getting.
But then it could just be like, or it could be. Yeah, I know.
To me, it feels like it's we're building too complex a world for a sitcom.
Yeah. No, I see that.
If you want to have that character that although I feel like Ed's that character no one respects. Silicon Valley is another good example though of like they have a large group of a cast of characters and that's all. Like, because we also have the mayor, who's not on, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, the mayor's not part of the group though.
No, I know. But I don't think they're big enough to warrant a full-time outreach member.
I do feel like there should be one more person though.
Well, why can't it be? Well, we just taught someone who's like snowmobiles and ATVs and hunts, but is just there because that's their passion.
Yeah. Like, what's his job?
Something entirely different. Car salesman. Video store rental clerk. He probably has money because he's like probably a gun person and a vehicle person. So maybe he's like he owns the dealership.
What if he like runs the gas station or something like that?
Yeah. And it's Brent Butt.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like he like puts up like billboards on the trail or something like that.
Definitely.
Like he's trying to use the trail to his business's advantage.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of those. No?
No, I liked it better with what you were saying. Like maybe he is a hunter.
I think it's both. I think he's a little bit toxically male.
Yeah.
I think he's got like the sign up in his house that's like intruders will be shot, but like just like a pun about it. It's like YFC saw one in the store the other day. It was like due to the increase in price of ammo, we'll no longer be doing it. Warning shot. Like that's the kind of like I don't think he's like actually a bad guy, but I think he kind of thinks that's funny. I kind of think he makes. Like, I don't think he's hateful, but I think he is, like, backwards. I'm making Pierce, aren't I? A younger Pierce. Community.
Okay. He's thinking like he's like works for a developer or something like that, and no, like one of the construction type things, and like he maintains the trail as like part of like a commitment for the like a company commitment, but I feel like that's too like city type thing.
Yeah, I think there's like a. Yeah.
He doesn't have to own it. He just works for the company.
No, I know what you mean. But like, yeah.
I'm just trying to find a dynamic that I like the toxic masculinity thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. Then we have to like. Do we put him as like a car salesman? Do we put him as a
like? I'm down for him to be a contractor and that kind of thing. I just don't want him to have an official capacity on the trail outside of the volunteer thing.
Oh no, it's not. Like it's just that like this because this is part of the provincial park or whatever like that. They can't build on that land. It's just part of the commitment is to like help maintain it as they're growing because there is that. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's like another layer. Like when we're already going with the layers of jurisdiction are already our joke.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I feel like this is really necessary.
I'm down. Yeah. I don't think this is a waste. If you feel like there's another character who's going to balance things out, I do feel like there's something missing. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like an adrenaline junkie.
Okay. Like he's in the destruction derbies and stuff.
Just like he like I could picture like just thinking of like on that walk that we did. There was like the big cliff. He's like a mountain climber. He just does everything. Like he's just an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
He's got an ATV. He's got a like one of the like the four like a he's he'd be driving an ATV and he'd be going like super fast booking or he'd be driving a dirt bike probably.
Yeah.
He'd probably be on a dirt bike.
Yeah. And he has him on, like, yeah, he does the snowmobile, too. Like, he's like, yeah. Okay. What does he do for a living? Is he like, you can still be a car salesman.
You could.
It could be here's something we could just steal directly from our town. What if he's a pilot of, like, and he does like a skydiving academy?
Not against that.
They actually did that on, by the way, that was a weird thing for me, is that on Corner Gas Animated, the pilot this one, a skydiving academy opened in Dog River. And I was like, oh.
I wouldn't be against that.
It just does add a lot of, like, color and, like, distinction to the town, really.
Was he former military?
Sure.
And like he was a former pilot. Like that's how he got his. Cause he like, or is he not that like, or did he get it other ways?
He's either a military pilot or a crop duster, or like I don't think he was formerly commercial.
No, he'd be flying small planes if he was.
Mm-hmm.
But why does he care about the trail?
Because he takes his ATV up there. Like most of these people who are on these volunteer communities, their job does not directly relate to what they're volunteering.
No, not that. I understand that. I'm just saying what's...
He's a hunter. He's an angler too, I think.
Okay.
Like he has all that.
Okay, no, he's not a pilot.
Okay.
He's a skydiver instructor.
Okay.
Skydiving instructor or something like that. Like he'd be more looking for that type of thing.
So he gets strapped to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or like we could do bungee or something like that. Like he does.
I like the idea. Maybe even if he has a brother or sister who's the pilot, and it's like a little family business, and that sibling isn't on the trail.
No,
it's not like, but like it's just like
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way of doing that.
Who runs a family? His sibling. He loves outdoor activities. He hunts. An angler. Has a snowmobile. ATV, dirt bike, and like, what's the one in the water? Jet ski. He not politically correct, but is ultimately well-meaning. Is that good?
Okay. So, I think he and Bert get along.
Definitely.
But he and Mo do not.
Okay.
Because they're complete, like, Mo's more, like, calm and relaxing, and, like...
Does it hurt his character does it make him seem too hateful if he doesn't get along with Mo?
No, it's not like they just don't get along. Like,
no, I know what you mean,
like,
but does that seem like... Are people going to read into...
I think it's a way that we can have an episode where they find their connection.
Because Mo is also Muslim. Is it going to seem bad that... Like...
No, they just... No, I think it's more... I think we do it more in a way that Mo doesn't get along with him. Mo doesn't understand the adrenaline-ness and how he's just so... I think that they have to... And I think you do... I think that's one way of going around that. And then the other way is... You have, and just give, as I said, it just gives you an episode to.
It does give you like an interesting dynamic, so I'm not against it.
And an episode where they can try to find their common ground.
Yeah.
which we need to look for those type of.
Definitely.
I don't think they hate each other. I just don't think they understand each other.
Right. And maybe this is going too far. It probably is. This is the exact kind of thing I usually complain about. But what if he's Regina's ex-husband? Question mark.
I don't know, but I feel like he has to be like pretty damn hot.
I agree. That's be part of it. But I think he's divorced.
Is he from the town?
Yes. I think he's never left. Like, that's almost was why I was like, oh, maybe not the military. I think that's the thing, is he's like... That's why he's so, like...
He's good looking.
Mm-hmm.
But his brother is significantly better look. Like, he's like the best looking in our group, but this, like, we never see his brother. But the story is always how he's living under his brother's shadow of being the better looking, and his brother's a pilot and all that type of stuff.
Got it. Okay.
I think that's a big. Yeah, I think that's a big kind of way of.
I like and who we never see.
We just hear the story, like we just hear stories and people.
Like even like the thing of, like, he could even have the nickname of whatever, like the Ugly Duckling, and they're like, "Do you see what I see?" He's like, "Oh no," but it's just after you've seen him next to his brother, it just, yeah. I like it a lot. Okay.
What if they're twin brothers? They're not like.
I did think I was thinking twin sister
identical.
before, but yeah. That is. All right.
Yeah, I think that's a dynamic we can go with.
Yeah, I like it. That's the I like it alarm.
Okay, what's his name?
Okay. To me, it's like
I have like Theodore.
Dylan.
Oh, Dylan? Okay.
I think it's plain.
Yeah, no, but I think he goes with like Ted or something like that.
It's almost exactly the same joke as Eduardo and Ed.
I was also going with Rex as his last name.
I honestly no, okay, but there was a thing where Rex came to my mind too. Like, I'm not even joking. Rex was in like much earlier when I wrote down an adrenaline junkie. I had Rex in my head. So maybe that's what we just do, Rex. Or is that too much?
I think it is too much. What would be a good last name for a skydiving company? Or what would be a good name for a skydiving company? Let's maybe look at it that way. No, it would probably be the region and then skydiving academy or something like that.
It could be. We could do, but I don't have one yet. Like,
Yeah, because for some reason, I don't know. Like, I know this is not who you... But, like, I just picture getting... And I know they're not twins, but I do just picture getting, like, one of the Hemsworths and then having, like... I can't... Like, if you do ever show them, you have... No, but you get what I mean? Like...
I do know what you mean, but I think that ruins it. I think that eventually we're going to build up this character so that even... No matter which Hemsworth you got, it wouldn't be good enough. It's like Maris. You couldn't show Maris.
No, you couldn't.
Okay.
Okay. So... Okay, yeah, let's just move on a little bit. I feel like we're kind of stuck on this.
I agree.
Okay, so
now we have another person.
we want to call him Dylan, though. We'll call him Dylan still. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and he is toxic.
Right.
So where's our groups again? It's the teams. Okay.
So we have two vehicles. It's Dylan's ATV and Bert's side by side.
Okay. No, we have 3 vehicles.
What's the third vehicle?
Dylan also has
But I don't think he's brought that out, has he?
I think that's all he uses is the dirt bike. I think he primarily uses the dirt bike. The ATV is something that he keeps on the side. And
he gets someone else to drive it?
No.
Here? Oh, so the ATV's not in it.
ATV's not in it. But there is 3 to work with.
Oh, okay.
In, like, down the road, we can come out with, like...
Right.
Or no, I don't think he has the ATV. I think he just has the dirt bike.
Okay.
He does seem more of a dirt bike type person than me.
Oh, I agree. I've been wanting to have a dirt bike.
Okay.
So Dylan's the D story then, and we just have him as someone who can go between them.
Okay, let's go back to the groups.
Okay.
Where would Dylan fit in this? Would you have Dylan with these 3? No. I feel like
if he's got his dirt bike, he's going on his own. It's just pure. If he's got a dirt bike, no one else is going with him. Unless you put someone on the back of his bike.
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay, who?
I think you split. I think this is where you can get Regina with them.
Okay.
And this is how you can have it into 3 groups.
Got it.
And really 4 groups.
Right.
So yeah, they're gonna go take the main big area.
Right.
They're gonna stay close by in the near parks, so it's even funnier that they get lost.
Exactly. And it's really because Sigourney doesn't actually want to do it. She's just kind of like, let's stay close. Let's whatever. We're on foot. Yeah.
And then they go the other direction of town.
Got it.
Or something like that. No. Yeah. They do something else.
Hey! So we're working every day on this month on a new pilot pitch. It's our version of... It's not NaNoWriMo. Definitely not. But basically NaNoWriMo. And so we're working on a project called The Friends of the Trail, which is a sitcom kind of in the... kind of what have we been using as our touch points? Reno 911, Tacoma FD,
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers, although it's a movie. That kind of world where we've got off the wall kind of characters.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not a novel. It's not as impressive, but it is a pilot script for a sitcom. So that's what we're doing. So it's a project called Friends of the Trail. Like I say, it's kind of a volunteer. The idea is it's a bunch of volunteers who are way too into their job, and
with no respect of authority.
With no respect for authority. Exactly, they kind of see the trail as their own.
They're not. It'd be in the same vein of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Oh, congrats!
Pretty awesome. Good job.
Where you don't really like the characters, but they're charming in their own way.
Exactly. It's got that Always Sunny in Philadelphia kind of vibe to it. What kind of project are you working on? Like a novel or like a... So anyways, yeah, we've been building this world, we've been building out this setting, the characters, kind of set now, but for our pilot...
Ooh, cool.
Oh, nice! I really love sci-fi. Yeah. If you want to talk about it, let us know. We can, yeah, like what's the plot or if you want to keep it under your hat too and keep it secret, totally cool as well.
Totally.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out what the A, B, and C kind of plots are going to be, so we structure the episode out, and that's why we're breaking our crew into teams that make sense, and also our logistical. Nice.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Lost in Woods.
I don't do much. I haven't yeah, I don't know except for Cyberpunk the video game. I like a lot of sci-fi. Cyberpunk is not really where I've been reading, but it's definitely pretty cool. Yeah, I like the... Oh, sorry.
I'm just thinking, what if we don't have Mo and Sigourney together? Okay, we put, Regina and Sigourney or Bert and Sigourney together. But, or why do we have Bert there?
Dylan.
But, okay. So, the other two, because we don't have any eyes on the...
So it's for a pilot. So for a sitcom, like a half-hour sitcom, and this would be ideally the show Bible, which is a description for producers of what all the characters are, what some sample plots are, and the setting, that kind of thing. And then also the pilot is the first episode. So it's just an example script. That's why we're trying to not kind of do an origin story type of thing. It's just a kind of a typical day in the life of our group. And yeah, it's just something that you can shoot.
It's gonna be a mockumentary type thing where
exactly
they know the cameras are on them. But so where I'm thinking right here is, okay, why don't we have this third team? Because we don't have any eyes on the Rangers. What if we have this third team is just trying to sabotage the Rangers?
Okay.
And that's why we have Mo there. Mo thinks it's funny to pull a prank, try to mess with them while they're...
I like that. I like bringing, because the Rangers are a bigger character in this than we've been making them.
Yeah.
So it's not just a couple of random encounters. It should be more of a... Right.
You know, and it gives a sense on... And we can establish why, that Mo plays games with them.
Yeah, so who is it? It's Mo and Bert.
Why would it be Mo and Bert?
Because why do we set up in this episode that one of the Rangers is Bert's kid and then not do anything with that?
Okay. Yeah.
Right? They can have, when we're breaking down the plot, we have that confrontation there in the garage. That's, we can even make it more personal, and that can give Bert his stakes going into the episode. That's a solid plot there.
Yes.
And then Mo there as kind of the magical support animal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's play this out a little bit. What time is this at? Because you don't want it. You didn't like want it to be at night. So
I do kind of want it to be at night. I wanted, but I think it's like 7 p.m. I think it's like.
So the camera crew though has night vision stuff.
Yeah, but no.
Like
I think that they have.
I feel like they would have like it's not that expensive to have night vision cameras.
Yeah, I'm not against the camera having it. I have to say that.
That's what I mean. So that they can still film it. Not, like, and I think it gives more of a cooler perspective when some of it's shot without lights.
Yeah, that's true. In my mind, I guess I wasn't picturing the
And that's
reality.
how you can cheap it out on some of the...
Yeah, I wasn't really picturing the realities of shooting at night where we just can't light it because that doesn't make any sense.
But no, there can be light.
No, I know, but like, in order to actually shoot it, you would need like, they would have to have a lighting rig set up, and that does break the reality a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I think it starts in the evening. I think we start and it's not dark yet, and I think then we're like, late as it goes, it gets dark. Which is also tough for filming because it's hard to shoot out of order then. But to me, that's the thing. I think that like the fact that it's night by the time they're even though it's only like 3 or 4 hours. I feel like the fact that it starts in the evening and ends at night is adds like a thing to it.
Okay. I feel like one of the characters is constantly talking directly to the camera. And, like, the rest don't kind of...
Okay.
Like,
It's got to be Regina.
that's what I thought.
Like, that's a real... Because I was trying to think how we establish her character here, and I didn't see it. But that's a good way to do it. So Regina is our really opportunistic character. She's like a small town politician. She's planning to run for mayor later on in the season.
Yeah.
But for now, she's just the most baldly opportunistic politician you can imagine. So, yeah, I think that if she's talking to the camera, she's really making use of this as a free commercial or whatever. I think that's the right way. I think she's really... I think she just, by nature, is really conscious of the cameras.
Yes.
And we sometimes hear the producer's voice even be like, don't talk to the camera. I think. Not always, but sometimes.
Maybe.
Okay.
The last part I'm kind of lost on. I just don't see why they would care about it as much.
Oh, because if you're a documentarian, usually you're doing one or the other.
I guess, eh?
Right? You're not doing a thing where no one else talks to the camera, but then one person's always talking to the camera. Usually you're like, oh, pretend we're not here, or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm kind of thinking of on this is I feel like there needs to be oh no, I guess we're doing that with the No, never mind.
Okay.
So we're gonna put Mo and Bert together. So Regina.
So it seems like to me like Mo, Bert... Because Bert keeps the side-by-side, right? So we got to start them with 2 other people who branch off.
Yeah, no, but we can have... we can just have Dylan have a side-by-side.
Okay.
And that's... Like, Dylan also has a side-by-side. And...
But like an ATV.
But it's just for the 4... Like, or no, he just... Maybe they they check off the trail or something like that. They take the Jeep, like he has a Jeep or something like that.
Like, he could have a pickup truck. Like, you didn't see that at that trail that we were staying at a couple weeks ago, but people take their pickup trucks up there. They just go slow.
Yeah, what if that's it? What if he just and like what if that's the thing is and like
That's why they have to keep the main trail.
people, but also like he's not really supposed to be taking his truck onto that road, so people like that's why he volunteers. Maybe is so he can take his truck onto the road or
But
something.
you know, because you can take your. Well, I think you can take your truck.
I don't think so.
We could not have that if you want. But
No, I like the fact that he has the truck because then it explains why he's got why it's it's all four of them.
yeah, because people take their trucks down and go hunting or go
Yeah.
fishing off the side. You know, I mean, there's places where you could pull over.
I guess yeah.
Yeah. Although we could not have that too. I don't know.
Why would Ed and Olivia go though? Why
They're
would
the
they?
kids. That's why I didn't want to bring them in the first place. I wanted to give them a mission back in the town. When I initially was like a long time ago, I was like, let's leave the kids out. That's why I had them doing something of creating a statue or doing social media or something. Of like, although it is true, we want to have Olivia find the mayor. I keep forgetting that.
What if Dylan goes on his own?
Mm-hmm.
Fiona, Ed, and Olivia stay back at the garage, and are doing like work at. Because Fiona also doesn't want to go chasing after a bear or whatever this is.
Yeah, it makes sense she wouldn't want to. But how does Olivia get to find the mayor in the
That's the
bedroom?
thing is maybe we like Olivia is more eager and wants to go out, and then she finds a way to break out.
I like this a lot. That's our third story. It's like Fiona trying to babysit, and Ed's like, I babysit. My younger. I don't babysit. My younger sister babysits, and like that kind of. But like it's her kind of being like a Sylvester and Tweety, like being over motherly, and then Olivia is trying to break out.
Yeah.
And Ed's just there. Yeah. But now we have a storyline for everyone except for Dylan. And it's like, we created a new character.
No.
And no, it doesn't fit into our
No,
storylines.
I guess.
But I don't want to get rid of this character. I think he's a worthwhile character to have.
Because no, I thought he went. Maybe we have Mo goes by himself to mess around with the Rangers, and like that way it's just, and then Bert and Dylan are out with their out to actually go hunt the. Or
Dylan would be hunting, right? That
Dylan
would be
would want to kill the animal instead. I think Dylan's like we can't I think that's the difference between. I think Dylan's on his own going to hunt.
Would they let him, or would they be trying to stop him?
I think he doesn't tell them.
Okay.
Or maybe that's it. Maybe that's why Olivia goes out to help out, like, the live trap or whatever, like to set a live trap or something like that.
Because it makes sense that also Olivia, when she gets out, she knows the trails the best. She can just find the live trap. That's how she gets the mayor. She knows she just gets there right away.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back on the thing of, if Dylan is trying to hunt it, I feel like Dylan makes his excuses. He's like, I'm not going to go. And then
But that also brings the tension with the rest of the group. Maybe maybe that we have like a fight of what they're gonna do, and Dylan's like, I'm gonna hunt, and storms off.
No, I think we're back to my original pitch of he's the one who ping pongs between the storylines.
Okay.
Of he's made an excuse, he's not supposed to be out there, and then just in each of the storylines he shows up on his dirt bike, and I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, it's clearly what, but you know what I mean? Like, I think that could be his gag, is that he just shows up at random as he like careens between the storylines, out on his own in the woods with the dirt bike.
Okay.
And then it's when Olivia finds out about him. That's when she finally escapes. Right, because that's he goes from storyline to storyline, and like somehow that gets reported back.
What's the storyline? But storyline.
Like he shows up with Regina and Sigourney as Regina's trying to figure out Sigourney's mystery. Like they're just walking. That's something that could happen along their storyline. They were talking. All of a sudden, there's a roar and a headlight, and then there's that, and then it's like, oh, now, no, wait, tell us which way. Ah. And then he can like something with the mayor, with the Rangers, right? Like it's just another story beat that happens in theirs. All of a sudden, like the roar and the light, and then and he says a couple things like, and like there could be anything, right? His thing can change things. It can be a surprise. It can change the momentum in that scene. There's all that kind of stuff, and then probably. Probably either someone's calling Fiona, or maybe he just ends up there at that. He comes back out the trail there, and Olivia sees him on the. No, I don't like that as much. It's gonna be a phone call. It's gonna be a phone call from either Bert or Regina to Fiona.
I feel like we're thinking this the wrong way.
Okay.
I don't know what, but I just feel like. Yeah, I don't understand the. I guess I'm out.
What?
Why are they going to like? What is their intention about the Rangers? I think it's just that they want the claim themselves.
I don't think so. I think it's an ET. I think they want to find it and help it before the Rangers trap it and give it to science.
Why do they care that much?
Because that's their whole deal. Why do they care that much about the whole trail?
I know,
their whole.
but I just like, why do they care that much about?
They rapidly.
Like, I feel like that's more about. It becomes more of a thing of they want the claim to fame on catching it over the Rangers. I think they just haven't. We're just kind of showing that they have just a general like rivalry with the Rangers.
I think that's part of it, but I think it's. I don't think it's that they want
that they can't even let the Rangers have a win type thing.
But I think it's more like when they see, as we wrote, it's when they see the gun and the traps and that kind of stuff. It's like, you can't trap our town mascot. It's like civic pride. Like they're proud of the.
But I guess it's. I feel like the Ranger. We have to stop. I think maybe that's it. Is we established that the Rangers are going to, like, and maybe we back up Dylan. Dylan's not a hunter. He's just an adrenaline junkie. But he's he does respect, and maybe that's where the common ground can be between him and Mo, is this, like care for all lives and all that type of stuff. But it could be that, they're going out to actually go kill it.
That doesn't make sense, though.
The Rangers.
We've got to have the Rangers grounded in what would actually happen. To make, in order to make our characters crazy, the universe has to be seen. Right? Just think about it, though. It's as I keep going to, it's E.T. In E.T., they weren't trying to kill E.T. They were just trying to trap him. They were just trying to trap. But what would happen if you got a cryptid? It's like you saying you were going to go out with nets and trawl.
But what do they
Ness.
plan on doing with the scripted after they get? That's where I'm lost.
This is where they're diluted. This is where we'll help it. We'll help it. This is like every 80. What was Elliot going to do with E.T.? He was going to hide him and help him.
But why does Bert get it behind this? Why does somebody like Bert get behind this?
Because they're all. It's A, the rivalry with the Rangers, and B, I still think it's that kind of thing of like. I think he's on board with the rest of them. If you can't, he's mistrustful of the government too. He's a cop, but he's definitely got his like that kind of stuff. He's mistrustful of science. Like the whole deal of these guys is they get easily worked up and like put onto a mission, right?
Yeah. Oh, I get that. I'm just trying to figure out. I just feel like there's something missing in regard, like some. Hey,
how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. We're working on our pilot script, although we're working on the plot breakdown right now. Trying to stream every day this month because I broke my leg, and also it's November, so everyone's writing every day this month. And trying to get a script from nothing to completion. And we're really stuck on the A story, B story, C story, dividing our character. We have our world built, we have our characters built, but we're really stuck between getting the teams ready, I guess, for the A story, B story, and C story, and kind of plotting out the episode.
I just feel like there's something missing in regards to why they're doing this. I feel like they have to have still a better goal than they just want to help it.
It's only still a 22-minute sitcom.
Yeah, I know.
Like, think of Harry and the Hendersons. Like, the 80s
And
is
how do they
full
plan on... that's the other thing. How do they plan on catching it?
They don't. They're planning on setting it free from any traps. And probably to warn it. I know you can't, but like...
So, they're just going around then. We want to have... like Regina and Sigourney walking the trail, disabling traps.
I kind of want them to be lost. I want everyone
No,
else.
but that's what they like. That's how they're like. We have them walking around, starting off disabling traps, and then they get lost.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I feel like that's more how you're doing it is, and. Like. Mo's pretending to be the cryptid or something like that.
Okay. I like that a lot.
But then that takes away from the mayor setting up the stuff.
Oh, that it does. Yeah, so it's not that. I think they also hope to find it, right? They're just, we got to find it first. I do like the race narrative, even though I agree, if they see a trap or anything, or any infrastructure, they disable it.
Okay. So what type of pranks then are we having Mo and Bert play on the sheriffs? I don't think it's necessarily pranks, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like Mo is pranking and Bert is going too far. But I almost want them to end up handcuffed. I almost want them to be. It's like, I'm gonna have to take these guys back. They're not gonna leave us alone. And maybe not handcuffed, because maybe they don't even have handcuffs, but in the back of the Rangers, vehicle, and headed back to the city, the town. And that's like gives them both a nice moment, and like maybe that I kind of want Mo to be like a cartoon character, right? I kind of want him to be Bugs Bunny style, like he can pull off pranks with cartoon physics.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what that is. And he's also probably like, doing his herbalism thing. So maybe he even gets like a trail carrot. Maybe we lean into that too. So I think that's what we're... This is on. Dylan is on his own. Ed, Fiona, Olivia stay behind. Mo and Bert on the side by side, and Dylan on his dirt bike.
I think Dylan does come back. No. Maybe Dylan's with Ed. Cause that, like, I think Dylan would think it'd be cool to take the, like...
Okay.
But then I feel like that establishes that... Like, Dylan, like... Maybe Dylan sees the coolness in Ed?
No.
No, none of them can see the coolness in Ed.
Okay, definitely. And I also think that Ed shouldn't be the second in a plot right now, I don't think.
No.
Unless it's Bert. Unless it's like he's just a sounding board. I don't think...
No, you're right.
Yeah, he can be a third, or like again, he could be with a really overpowering character where he basically doesn't exist with them. But right now, that's not what we have in Dylan. Okay.
Maybe that's it. Dylan was with Regina and Sigourney, and just like his, like, he just got bored and abandoned them, type thing, and went to the other group.
Okay.
And then gets bored with them and and like that's like he's just.
I like that.
And then because he can't find the other group, he goes to Ed, Fiona, and Dylan, and then eventually abandons them.
Right. Okay, so we're about in an hour for a stream.
Yep.
Don't feel like we accomplished as much today as we did yesterday. But we'll keep on plugging. We got the full month. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the new viewers. Hit that follow. We're here every day this month, maybe even two times some days, until we're done the script. And from all of us here at Wannabe Showrunners, don't stop writing.